Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today I'm doing my October TBR. This might be more of a pile of possibilities, to borrow that phrase from Katrina Reed's, or more of like a maybe read list, to borrow from Erin Facer, because during September I haven't been very good at reading the books on my September TBR. I'm still going to make a list for October of books that I would like to get to. We'll just see how my reading goes in October. I've kind of been in a mood read mode recently and also a rereading mode. So with that in mind, I've tried to influence my October picks a little bit, knowing that is the case. So without further ado, let's jump right in. The first book on this list is The Algebraist by Ian M. Banks. This book has been on my shelf for a very long time, and it was featured in my Try a Chapter video that I just recently published. And this is the book that won the vote in the comments of what everyone said I should read. So I'm definitely going to pick this up in October. This is kind of top priority because I asked everyone to input what they think I should read, and I feel like I should actually read it since I asked for everyone's opinion. So this is kind of top priority for October for me, is this The Algebraist. This is a book that I honestly don't remember that much about what it's about. I kind of talk about it a little bit more in my Try a Chapter video, so if you want some more information about this, go check that out. Next is actually another book from my Try a Chapter video, which is Spindle's End by Robin Mckinley. I'm throwing this on there because I think it will be such an easy read. And also, after reading the first chapter, I didn't really want to stop reading it, and this is a book that now that I've read the first chapter, I'm like, I want to go and read it. So I'm throwing this on my October TBR because I am in the mood to read this book. From the first chapter of this book, what I could gather is that it follows this princess, as she's the first princess born in this kingdom for 400 years. And there's some very interesting magic. The magic affects you more, or affects the creature more, the more dependent on water and the more mobile they are. And the magic sounds really interesting. And there's fairies and wizards, but the fairies are people, but they're not quite the same rank as wizards. So I'm really intrigued to get into this, to figure out the magic system, because it seems really intriguing to me. I know I'm not doing a great job of explaining it right now because I don't know that much about it, but what I was able to read made me really, really intrigued, because it starts basically by talking about how you have to do magic on your teapot or else the water will change into other things, and you don't want to sit down to make your morning cup of tea and have lily petals fall out of the tea kettle. So just stuff like that sounds really intriguing to me, so I'm really excited to see what happens with this book. Next is Over the Woodward Wall by A. Deborah Baker, and also the sequel to this, which comes out this month, which is Along the Saltwise Sea. A. Deborah Baker is a pen name for Sean McGuire. These books are written as a spin-off of Middle Game. So Over the Woodward Wall is a fictional book that exists inside the world of Middle Game, and Sean McGuire went ahead and wrote that, and the second one comes out this month. So I would like to reread this because it is so short, and I am going to be purchasing the second one. I am currently in a book buying pause, but this is one of the exceptions to the book buying pause, that I knew going into the pause that this was going to be one of the books that I was going to buy as soon as it came out. It's a book I'm excited about, and I'm excited to read this month. Next is Velvet Was the Night by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. This is a book I have on hold from my library, and actually the hold just became available and I had to push it back because I didn't have anything out from my library for a little bit and I really wanted to listen to an audiobook. So I went and found some audiobooks that were available now, and I overdid it. So I had to push this book back because I knew I wasn't going to get through my other audiobooks in time to listen to this. So this one now will be coming in the beginning of October, and I'm really excited about it. I've read 2 Silvia Moreno-Garcia books so far, and I've loved both of them. And for this book, I honestly don't know that much about what it's about because I don't need to know to want to pick it up. I know it's takes place in Mexico City in the 1970s, and I know it's a crime thriller book, and for me, that's all I need to know. I have really, really enjoyed Silvia Moreno-Garcia's books in the past, and I'm kind of at a point where I've not been disappointed, so I will pretty much pick up anything she writes. She's not quite an auto-author yet. She has the potential to become one, though. Next is Lumberjanes. I believe I'm on volume 5 of this. October, Halloween. I would like to read some Halloween spooky type books, and Lumberjanes isn't really that spooky, but it does feel appropriate because of like the magic and kind of the vibe of the story. Kind of gives me Halloween-y vibes, so I feel like picking up the next Lumberjanes volume would be really great in October. Lumberjanes is a graphic novel series that follows these girls at a camp for hardcore lady types, and it is a really fun graphic novel series, and this camp kind of exists in a kind of like this bubble where our reality isn't quite their reality, and there's like time stuff and there's magical creatures, and it's just really fun, and all the shenanigans they get into at their camp, and especially since this sleepaway camp is magical. So I've really enjoyed the first 4 volumes that I've read, and I'm looking forward to moving on to the next one. And while we're discussing graphic novels, the next thing I would like to reread actually is the first 3 volumes of Moonstruck. This is a graphic novel series that, again, feels very appropriate for Halloween, not necessarily because it's like super scary, but just because it kind of has fall vibes. This follows a town that has a bunch of magical creatures and a bunch of magical people in it as they go about doing their daily life things, but then also as kind of weird circumstances happen to them because of the elements of magic in the town. And it's really cute, and it's really fun, and it's cozy, and it also just feels perfect for fall. So I would like to reread the first 3. I believe the 4th one might be coming out soon, so I would like to reread those before I get around to reading that one. Continuing on with the theme of rereading, I would really like to reread The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. I read this about 2 years ago in October, I believe, and I think it's a really great read for October, and I really want to reread it, so hopefully I'm in the mood to do that this month. This is a whodunit style mystery that takes place in a time loop. Every day, Aiden Bishop wakes up in the body of a different person at this elaborate party, and the day replays itself, and at the end of the day, Evelyn Hardcastle dies, and he needs to figure out who did it. This book is honestly so good, and it is one that I've been wanting to reread for a while now, and I feel like this October is the perfect time. And the last 2 books I'm going to mention are short little poetry collections, which are The Princess Saves Herself in this one, and The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one, both by Amanda Lovelace. I have read The Princess Saves Herself in this one, and I would like to reread it, as I really want to pick up The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one this month. When I first read The Princess Saves Herself in this one, I really loved it. It made me cry, and I think is the only poetry collection that has ever elicited that much of an emotional response from me. So I'm looking forward to rereading it and continuing on with the next volume that is kind of like the next volume in this series. These have been out for a while, and I've heard just so many good things. I'm very slow about getting around to poetry, so looking forward to finally getting to this in October. And that's everything I want to read in October. Let me know down in the comments what you plan on reading, especially if you have some spooky books lined up. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!